there are a lot of people playing Cobblemon right now. And with all of the content creators out there, I'm glad that you're here to watch me build my story on the BattleCraft SMP. I think what makes a server like this really special is our building. We could just play Pokemon in any game where the world's already built, routes are already connected, and the story's already written for us to experience. Not only are we Minecraft builders, but we build our own stories, and I'm glad to have you guys around for the ride. Hey everyone, I'm jblader and welcome back to another video. I've been busy over here at my base location doing a little bit of cleanup work on this cliff behind me and really polishing off this area a little bit at a time. I haven't been on in a few days because I've been so busy working on this project. Did you see this project? Did you see this video? You need to go watch it. Go watch it now. It took me forever. I spent so long. But now I'm back on the server and I'm ready to get things going. I, of course, have been working on my doubles team that I've been, well, I guess I've been working on it for like almost 2 weeks now. And this is one of the Pokemon that I've been considering using, at least its evolution. Time to go to sleep, bud. There we go. Sometimes the luxury balls just don't cut it. I've been catching Pokemon and checking their IVs quite often because, as you saw last time, we were looking for a Pokemon that I didn't find, but I did find this beautiful Swinub, and we had some great name suggestions in the comment. I wanted to choose one of those now, and somebody recommended Koopy, and I don't know what it means, but it made me laugh, so we're gonna go with Koopy. There were a lot of good name suggestions, so always keep them coming for the Pokemon on my team. And I've been leveling it up and giving it XP. As you see here, we've got some decent EV training EVs here. I gotta use berries to clean it up just a little bit because I definitely want max speed and max attack. But never mind that, it's time to evolve this beautiful Pokemon here. Our one and only Koopy. Oh, it's spinning. Beautiful, we have the evolution Piloswine. Now, I think to evolve Piloswine, it has to know the move Ancient Power. Aha! Yes, now it is able to tap in to its ancient ways, its lineage, going back centuries, and it's going to turn into the beast that is Mamoswine. Come on, Koopy. Oh my gosh, you're a big old beast now. Well, there it is. Koopy is finally a Mamoswine. And with that, some huge stat upgrades and a beautiful addition to our doubles team. So I've got a lot I want to get done today, including continuing to keep an eye on Team Obsidian. We've been keeping an eye on them with these security cameras, but I know that they've been up to other things. So I want to go check on them in person today, do a little scouting work, and see if we can keep an eye on what they're up to, because I think they're up to no good. Vert, a star member of Team Obsidian, and our server's newest addition, Mighty Duck, have been having a bit of a quarrel that is going to result in a battle really soon. If you haven't caught up with all of the Team Obsidian drama, and you gotta check out their streams, I'll put them on screen here. Yeah, go check out their streams or their videos. They cover better than I ever could. But in short, Mighty Duck has a shiny Gimmighoul Vert wanted, something about a trident in a battle to see if he's worthy, and maybe Team Obsidian was being a bit manipulative in their recruitment process. It's really hard to know where the truth lies. And see, I got this shiny Gimmighoul on stream a few weeks ago, and oh my gosh, if Vert doesn't want this guy, super bad, because he is the steel and ghost type guy. Like, he is the Gimmighoul catcher. And as the Tinkerer, he really, really wants this guy. In fact, I don't have any security cameras at my base, but I was doing some terraforming here the other day, and I caught him in the act.
How do we get his Pokemon out? Maybe we gotta like hide here.
What is going on? Wait. Did you guys? What is going on?
Nothing. Oh god. Oh, I'm messing up.
Oh, dude, what are you doing? Stop that.
You can see me. No.
Stop.
No.
What is this?
Can you just put your shiny Gimmighoul away for a second? I just want to test something.
It's not even in my PC. You look so dumb right now. What did you even get out of here?
I'm desperate. I'm just trying to.
So what you're saying?
Shiny Gimmighoul, man.
Yeah, what you're saying is you want one of these guys.
Yeah.
Look.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm feeling generous, so you know what I'll give you? Here's some dirt. You can't have this.
Generous.
Yeah, you can't have that. Sorry.
Okay. That didn't go the way I wanted. And
no.
you're just saying I
look at
can't
that grin
have
on your
blanket.
face. maybe we can do some minigame stuff in the future, and we might battle it out. And, you know, if you win between other people in the server that may want it, I'm not going to say any names, because I think there's going to be a lot of interest in this guy, and Mr.
Right.
Lucky here. So,
it's cool, and it totally makes sense, you know, that everybody else would want it when I'm the steel trainer. It's
Right.
it's so cool. Like if you needed a Pokemon and you were like, this is my ace, it was like Conkeldurr, and I got a shiny Timber, do you think I would keep that from you? Do you think I would, JB?
that little O on your shirt says that you might.
I never would.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can you say that
No
with a
way.
straight face, no smiling? Yeah, you would. Okay, I
would
believe
trade
you.
you or give you
I
the
believe.
Timber, a shiny Timber,
I believe
hands
that.
down,
I believe that.
in a heartbeat.
Well,
Yeah.
you can't have this
Think
one
about
yet because other people have given interest. So why don't you just take
Yeah,
your
other
little?
people who have one.
Why don't you just? Okay,
You
yeah,
got
I know you don't have one.
you
So why don't
got
you
you.
just? Why don't you just take your little shiny wanton self somewhere else, and leave my look what the mess you made. Oh my gosh, dude.
What? You're really good at placing dirt. You'll be fine.
I am. Look at all this dirt I played. That's not the point. Stop buttering me up. Go away. You're
What?
not. That's not gonna work. Get out of here.
Worth a try.
So after that, I decided to follow him back, see what was happening in town, because there was some nefarious plots were afoot. When night fell, I made my way to Spawn Town, where I found Callie, Vert, and Minnie inside of Callie's base. There, they were going through the nether portal, and they were heading to a secret location, a location I hadn't been before, Callie's future base. So, I went through and was overtaken by the beautiful builds. I almost got caught by Callie at one point as I peeked around the corner. She didn't see me yet though, but it wasn't long before Vert found me, and he threatened to hit me with his giant hammer, his tinkering hammer. I tried to run away, but it was no use. Eventually, I accepted that I was caught. They were good sports about it though, they weren't too mad with me sneaking around. I don't think I found anything interesting, but Callie did give me a tour of her base, and this place is really beautiful, so make sure you hop over to her channel and check it out. Their shenanigans weren't over though, because when I returned to Spawn Town a little bit later, they had lured Mighty Duck down into this secret contraption under Minnie's base. I don't really know what's down here. They were saying something about an Obsidian training hall? Maybe it's a battle stadium? A few minutes later, he made his way out of the secret base, just as quickly as he went in. Just like Team Rocket's secret base in the game corner, I couldn't figure out how to get into this place. I don't know what Team Obsidian is up to, but they're being sneaky, and I don't like it. That's enough Team Obsidian shenanigans for a while. I'm sure that's not everyone's cup of tea, and maybe you're here to see me build, but don't worry, we've got plenty of building done today. I know a ton of people want to see what I do here, get inspired. I spent some time in the Spawn Town expanding my little area here by just taking down these apricorn trees that have been here since day one and redoing all the custom trees here around my construction zone. I'm sure you also saw in the intro that I was over here working at the base, finishing off some of the landscaping over here, capping off the amphitheater in this one part so it finally isn't floating, and then I collected some sand, removing this little beach peninsula that is sticking out really awkwardly here. I think I want to do a clean beach all the way around my peninsula at some point, and this is a good start. So with that little bit of building out of the way, there is a new build in Spawn Town that I want to show you. We really got to name this place soon. Let's head over there. I've got some plans for a build over here in the coming episode, so that's what this is marking out. And of course, we've been cleaning up this area a little bit. I think there's another build happening on this flat area here, but it won't be mine. We'll see what happens on that area soon. But up here on the hill, after my talk with Rob the other day, I said, you know what? Rob, you should put a build here. He needed a place for it, and this is what he's got. Who's that mon? It's a play on Who's That Pokemon, right? Each week, he's going to fill up this little tray here, this little crafting grid with different items that are going to represent a Pokemon, and we have to guess what the Pokemon is. Page 1, Who's That Mon, the weekly Pokemon guessing game. In the 9 item frames, you'll find clues to the mystery Pokemon. You need to decipher the clues to identify them. If you think you know the Pokemon, put a diamond and a name of the Pokemon in the barrel. If you're correct, you will hear a little song, and you will win all the diamonds that are currently in the machine. All names must be in lowercase. You will only win diamonds currently in the machine, so if you're the first person to play, you will only get your money back. New clues are posted on Monday. So 3 shovels. Any ideas? I'm gonna go with Doug Trio. Dig, 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 right? A trio. Yes, that is spelled correctly. Doug Trio. No, it is not. Doug Trio. Okay, I almost messed that up. Doug Trio. 3 spoons. I think that's right. So we'll put this in here. A diamond. And Doug Trio. Let's stand back. Oh, I heard a bell. That sounded like it was a winner. Oh, I got it. But I guess I'm the only one that's done it so far. Or maybe the last person also got it right. Well, there we go. A diamond. Well, we got our diamond back and we got it right. Let's go. We got the Doug Trio back. This is a fun little game. Rob always comes up with fun little stuff. This sign is very attention grabby. Look at those lights. That's so much fun. So it's time to head back to my base and do a little bit of building. I've been hinting at this build for a while, the Bill's Lighthouse build, and now that the cliff is finally taken shape, I think it is time to get to building. I'll walk you through my process as I'm basing it off of pictures from the anime and a few random pictures and Pokemon like manga and trading cards, but for the most part just going to be basing it off of those screenshots and trying to translate it the best I can to Minecraft. So let's get started. Holy moly! Talk about a ride on! So you can see over here that I've done some layout work thinking of the scope of this. Like I was mentioning, looking at screenshots from the anime and actually picture of a 3D print that someone had recreated and 3D modeled, I was looking at that and I think that this is about the size that I want to go with. And so I've been collecting some blocks. And it's going to take a minute. I think these laid granite bricks are going to go great. And then, this may be controversial, but I'm going to try the gypsum block from Arts and Crafts mod. It's got this like sandstone look to it, but it's just a tad bit darker and more saturated, which I think is going to look great with the granite. And then we're going to go with some diorite chipped variants for the lighthouse. It might blend into some calcite and some white wool. We've got some blocks of quartz, and then the rocks around the base are going to be all done with tough stone cobblestone. So I need a little bit of glass. I need some mangrove wood for the roof, which I don't have any. So I'm going to have to go collect that, and then we can get started. So, montage of me getting stuff together. Let's go. It was really nice just to sit back for a while and do this build because I love taking reference images, whether it be a real life build or something from a TV show, and translating it to Minecraft. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I'll give you a few tips and tricks if you're trying to take a real life build and translate it to Minecraft. First of all, you've got to choose a block palette. Now for this one, went with the granite, went with the Arts and Craft gypsum block, went with mangrove wood, and some accents of sandstone. When you're choosing a block palette, you've got to think about a few different aspects of color. Color has a variety of things that you need to keep in mind. Hue, saturation, shade, tonality, texture, all these things are important. The saturation or the vibrance of the block is really important because you want to choose blocks that are going to match each other in their saturation. They're not going to compete for attention. That's why the less saturated granite compared to like a brick block or a red concrete is going to match better with the more saturated gypsum. They're going to work together in tandem instead of fighting for attention. When you're thinking of hue or shade, that can be if something is too cool in color or too warm in color, or if it's too light or dark. So you want to match up the blocks with the original build as close as possible, but keep in mind there are some limitations in Minecraft. For example, instead of going with gypsum, I could have went with sandstone here, but some sandstone has too much of a texture to it, so I could have went with something like smooth sandstone, but then I feel like that wouldn't have been quite saturated enough for the build. It would have made these inner divots of the walls stand out a little bit too much compared to the granite. So by choosing two blocks that are similar in tone, texture, and saturation, it makes the build feel a little bit more cohesive and match the original build a little bit closer. Another thing you want to consider when you're translating something from real life to Minecraft is scale. Luckily, Minecraft is a little forgiving with scale, as you're translating something that could be really detailed to something with blocks. But something I try to keep in mind is that you can make something a little bit bigger, and it can be a little bit more forgiving than if you need to make something really small. This will allow you to add more details to something like the interior, and it'll allow you to do more detail work around the outside. The main thing you need to consider, though, is the proportions. You want to make the build proportionate. For example, let's say the door goes up 2/3 of the front of the build, then regardless of how large I scale it, the door needs to be 2/3 the height of the building. Or if the lighthouse is twice as tall as the height of the building, then regardless, again, of the scale that I build it, the lighthouse needs to be twice as tall. Keeping these proportions correct can really help you make things consistent across your builds. I hope you guys appreciate the amount of detail that I put into this type of stuff and the amount of time, because oh my gosh, did this take me some time. This was one of the builds that I also did not design and create at first, and that could have been a mistake, because it did take me some time to figure out some stuff. First of all, the scale. I think the scale that I had outlined would have just been too large, so I toned it back a little bit, and I'm glad I did, because it still took me forever. But the tough part was actually just kind of getting this initial building shape right, and finding the material. It took me forever to find the gypsum, which is an arts and crafts mod block. Oh my gosh, it took me forever. And then harvesting the mangrove. Do you guys know how annoying it is to harvest all that mangrove? My gosh. But regardless of my shortcomings as far as being able to build in survival right off the bat, I managed to do it. And we're using some of the diorite chipped variants, which I think look really nice. They're not as stark white as some of the other like white blocks in the game, like quartz and concrete. So I think they have that weathered look to it, which was perfect for this lighthouse build. I'm going off of, like I said, a picture of Bill's lighthouse before it was somewhat destroyed by a giant dragonite. And I think my favorite part about this build is the little ribs on the side of the building. This is something that is like not typically done now with this type of architecture or building, but I actually think it's really, really nice. And the inside is not really done yet. We got this giant big old door on it, which is pretty cool. We take a step in here. The inside, not 100% done. You can see I got some lighting on the roof to keep spawns down. Continuing the floor plan and design of the lower laboratories with the light blue terracotta and dark oak. And then in here we got a stairwell to build that I'm probably going to do off camera and I'll showcase in another video. But now we've got a laboratory that, of course, this connects to the lab down beneath. So now it's connected up with this lab. And now that we've got a lab, and a lab that belonged in a lighthouse that belonged to a fossil maniac named Bill, we're going to be able to play around with some fossils in the not-too-distant future. But thank you guys for tuning in to this episode here on the BattleCraft SMP. If you've made it this far, then you enjoyed it, so make sure you're subscribed. Most of you guys that watch my videos aren't subscribed. And I will catch you guys in the next video here on the channel. You get a gold star and a high five.